Hello, this is Colleen Pearl the Cool Crone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's Tarotscope is the March predictions for the sign of Leo. All right, Leo, I've shuffled the cards. I'm using the Housewives Tarot for your reading, and I am using the Mystic Sisters for your Oracle cards, which is by Emily Balavet. They're beautiful cards, as you will see shortly. And this is week 1, 2, 3, and 4 of March. So let's get started. Well, it starts out, Leo, with you. You're the Queen of Wands. You're the feminine yin energy that is busy, busy, busy all the time. Now, in this deck, she's kind of holding out her hand and looking at you like, what? What are you sitting around? How come you're not busy? And that's kind of your attitude about people in general, that they should be as busy as they can be, and they should enjoy being gainfully employed, or busy hands, are good hands. Idle hands are the devil's work, or whatever. So the Queen of Wands is a figure of a woman who is pretty high up in her station in life. She's almost reached the top of her field. She's so close to the top she can taste it, and then there's that glass ceiling. But if we're talking about family arrangements, she's definitely the top dog in the family. In a business setting, she knows her employees very well. She knows what they're doing all the time. She makes it her business to understand their personal life to the extent they wish to share. And she also makes it her business to understand what they're good at, what they should really be used for, where their skills can best be utilized. And in this beginning of March, you have a new project that's coming up. So you're going to put that attribute to good use, because you're going to need the best, most qualified hands in order to really get the job done. There we go. Take a good look at that card. And you can see that the wand she has is a little duster, and that's the best tool for the job. She always wants to use the best tool for the job. Unfortunately, at the end of the week, things are going to fall apart because you get the Tower. And the Tower doesn't necessarily mean that the project fails or that you lose your job or whatever, but something significant is going to happen. I always like to use the analogy of a house of cards. When not necessarily that what you're doing in your life is a house of cards, but I just want to use this analogy that in a house of cards, if you take out a card from the bottom section of the house, the whole thing falls down. That's the analogy that I use for the Tower. So if we think of cards, if a house of cards falls down, it's not the end of the world. But in your life, when you pull one piece out of the foundation of what you're trying to do, then the thing does fall apart. Now, it might not be a life-threatening situation. It might not be a career or job-threatening situation. But it is a situation where things are going to dramatically shift, and you're going to have to shift with it. And so to that end, we come to the beginning of the second week where we have the Page of Swords. So this is going to be a younger, less mature, possibly male energy, but not necessarily. It could be either male or female energy, but a person who is geared towards using their intellect to get things done. So this is an air sign, possibly also Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, and this is a younger person who might be able to offer solutions, or at least to help you talk it through, talk it out, get to the bottom of things. And indeed, by the time you have this conversation with them, you really are feeling much better, and you're feeling like you can take just a little break before you have a celebration. So whatever happens with the Tower, yes, it is going to shift the paradigm, it's going to change things in a certain way, but it's not the end of everything. And I want you to keep that in mind, Leo, because at the end of the second week, you're back on top, you're the star. So you're doing great, and you're back to your queenly wand status here, and you're baking pies and making people happy and really being literally the star of the show. So it couldn't be all that bad. Now, in the third week, you are the High Priestess. So, coming through your debacle of the first week, now you hold the secrets, right? You know what's at the base of everything, and maybe if you're smart, you're holding those secrets close to your chest, and I would do that if I were you, Leo. I would hang on to those secrets because they might come in handy later. Also, you might not want to share them with people because other people might want to use them for nefarious means, and we don't want that. And then we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is traditionally the victory card, and this shows you really coming out on top. So I don't know what that tower was. I don't know what that thing was. Maybe it was something that was not related to this, to whatever the victory is. Then again, maybe it was, and you were just really quick to rebound. Who knows, Leo? You're an amazing manager. You've got amazing fire energy for inspiring people, being very dramatic, being intuitive, and you're good at what you do. You're the Queen of Wands. So that you could have just had a miraculous rebound. And so that's your victory there in the third week. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands could be somebody in your family. It could be another fire sign person. It's possibly a male energy or a yang energy, but the Knight of Wands is one who wants to rush in there. Look at this guy. Pot on his head, a toilet plunger in his hand, riding his bike full tilt. So the Knight of Wands is a knight of action. And this knight is coming in seemingly to save the day. But it looks like you don't really need saving. It looks like you can do this yourself. So the Knight of Wands, like I said, may be a well-meaning family member that just wants to show their support and show you that they really want to help out. I don't know why, but I'm really getting family member here. Not only because you came up as the queen and now you have the knight, but also because they're the same suit, the same energy, probably a fire sign of some kind. Then in the fourth week, the last week of March, we have the Temperance card. And this is telling you, okay, you've won, you've done all this great stuff. Don't get too carried away, and make sure that you slow down enough to smell the roses. Make sure that you're taking a moderate, middle of the road approach to things so that people don't resent you, and also so that you don't come across as being really conceited or arrogant about the victory you had last week, and also so you don't make mistakes. People often make mistakes, and don't forget you have that Knight of Wands energy. This energy could also be coming from you. You're a fire sign, so it could be your energy that you're trying to run in there and do things really quick in the third week, and maybe that is what brings the victory. However, my initial impulse was that this was another person, so I'm going to stick with that. This is another person. Then we have yet another young person, a Page of Cups. Now this is a person who just wants you to love you to pieces. This is the person that's coming in. It could be a female or male energy. It could be yin or yang, but it's younger. It's more immature. And this might be a person also that just wants to see you succeed even more and wants you to know that they love you and they have secrets to share with you. So you're really building up quite the closet full of secrets. And we end with the moon. So Leo, you end on a mysterious note in March. The moon is very happy to feed your dreams and your intuitions, but also this says keep those secrets close to your chest. The moon is very often mysterious. So hang on to those secrets from the High Priestess. Hang on to those, and maybe the month after, maybe in April, that's where they're going to be using those secrets to your best advantage. All right, let's take a look at the oracle cards, Leo. And I'm going to just show them each to you first, and then I'm going to explain what they are by literally reading from the guidebook. So the first one that we have is Luna Moth Goddess. Pretty card. I'm going to put that down here. And the next one that we have is Orpheus and Eurydice. And the third one is the Bee Goddess. I'm so excited to find out what these mean. I don't know this deck very well. It's a really new deck for me, so that's why I'm just literally reading out of the guidebook, and I'm trying to use it a lot so that I can really get to know these cards. Okay, the Luna Moth Goddess. Metamorphosis, natural transformation. The Luna Moth Goddess bears witness to unfolding events and symbolizes the need to embrace the moment. The life of a Luna moth is so very brief. Each phase of its metamorphosis is fleeting. Drawing this card reminds you that the only reality is right now, and to find joy and bliss in every moment you can. This card symbolizes the need to trust in universal serendipity, that you are on the correct course, and that every event has perfect timing according to its own nature. And I think that that really ties in with the beginning of your reading, where you have this seemingly great start and then the Tower, and then you seem to rebound really quickly. So if you were dwelling in the past or worrying about the future, you're going to miss that moment. So I think this is really apropos of your reading. And then we have Orpheus and Eurydice. Let me just hold up the Luna Moth Goddess again. So live in the moment. Don't dwell upon the past or the future. And then we have Orpheus and Eurydice. Okay. Limitations and acceptance. After the untimely death of his beloved wife Eurydice, Orpheus traveled to the underworld to her. Armed only with his lyre and his voice, his mournful song enchanted and softened the hearts of Hades and Persephone. Unusually moved by Orpheus' plea, Hades agreed to allow Eurydice to return with Orpheus under one condition. Orpheus could walk in front of Eurydice and not look back until they both had reached the upper world. Orpheus set off with Eurydice following, and in his anxiety, as soon as he reached the upper world, he turned to look at her, and Eurydice vanished for the second time, but now forever. This card is symbolic of final limitations being reached. Every possible effort has been made, but still you've come to the end of the line. The situation calls for a natural grieving process to unfold, which will lead you to final acceptance. So I think this is relating to the Tower moment, as well as, the Luna Moth was also relating to that Tower moment, that you need to, kind of categorize what these things are. And whatever's related to the Tower moment, if it's something that you can't control, then you've got to let it go. Mourn it, yes. Grieve it, yes. But if it's something you can't control, you can't dwell on it forever. And then we have the Bee Goddess. Interconnection, community. The Bee Goddess reminds you of the miraculous interconnectedness of life. You may feel that the path to reach your goal has been a solo endeavor, but this is an illusion. You have certainly been busy, buzzing from task to task, and like a bee, your focus is only on the present mission. You may not be conscious of all the other busy hands at work to reach a higher goal. You are called to trust a mysterious force that guides us all in a harmonious pattern in order to accomplish something that is impossible to take on alone. And, I think this really goes along with a couple of cards in this reading. The Queen of Wands, yes, you know what's going on at all times, and as that Tower moment comes to pass, you will have to trust that other people around you will be able to help you with the work, right? So, in this Housewives deck, it's really tongue-in-cheek, but all those tools, think of them as representing people. Those are people really helping you to get all of these things done. So Leo, that's what I have for you this month. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please give me a comment down below and let me know what you think of this reading, and I will see you next time.